Something that's always marked the Diocese of Scranton has been the diversity of the Catholic population.
It's part of the fabric of the church. We're an immigrant church, totally, throughout the centuries, and it continues to be so.
From seeds planted in 1793, when the first Catholic services were held in Bradford County, to the building in 1825 of the first church in Susquehanna County, the roots of faith began to grow. Streams of Catholics from all over Europe continued to come here in search of a better life.
The diocese has a very rich history of immigrants who come here to work in the coal mines, to work in the various factories and the farming communities, the railroads.
Out in Lycoming County, it was lumber along the Susquehanna River. In Tioga County, leather tanning, particularly Italian Catholics who knew the leather trade, settled there.
The Germans, the Italians, the Polish, the Croats, the Slovaks, the Lithuanians, and so forth, they all had their own languages when they came here. They wanted to live with their own and near their own and have their own church. It strengthened them as a people.
By the 20th century, the diocese had expanded to 239 parishes, with about half of them identified as national parishes, reflecting the rootedness of the language of the immigrant groups they served.
As the process of assimilation continued, you don't find the language barrier any longer. Younger generations are more Americanized, if you will, than their forebears had been. As a result, there became less need for the multiplicity of churches, and that was, of course, a need that subsequently had to be responded to as well.
In the mid-20th century, a Second Vatican Council called for the Church to reimagine the concept of parish. The focus would shift from structures to members.
When the diocese celebrated its 100th anniversary, it was 1968. That was immediately after the council, and at that time, it was a community that was coming out of ethnic conclaves, joining the middle class, being more integrated into the greater American population, and along with that came this great change in the way parish life was organized, and in general what it meant to be Catholic.
I grew up in Hazleton in a Slovak parish, and we passed 7 other churches, Catholic churches, to get to the Slovak one. We really were kind of fighting against each other sometime, and I think Vatican II brought us the ability to say, hey, look, we're all in this together, whatever part of Europe we came from. You're Catholic first.
From 1905 until 2009, Hazleton was the site of the only Tyrolean Catholic church in the United States. Our Lady of Mount Carmel served immigrants from Tyrol, Austria.
In 2008, the diocese was challenged once again to rethink what it means to be a parish.
A number of years ago, we went through Call to Holiness and Mission, which was a process by which we sort of right-sized our number of parishes based on our population. What were small, almost country parishes became the largest parishes that we have. St. Jude's in Mountaintop, for example, just built a brand new church.
The stained glass windows in the newly constructed St. Jude's Church in Mountaintop were repurposed from Holy Family Church, a Slovak parish in Scranton.
St. Jude's Parish started in 1953. Before that, there was a small church, St. Catherine's, which was a mission church. Now we're 2,500 families, households, which is pretty substantial for our diocese and our area, and we still have continued growth.
As an example of the population shift in the diocese throughout the decades, by the mid-1900s, the population of the city of Scranton approached 150,000 residents. Today, the city's population is about half that number.
St. John's is one of the newest parishes in the Diocese of Scranton. The church was built actually in 1990. We have about 1,300 families. We see people of all different skin colors, of all different backgrounds and ways of life. It's beautiful. It reflects the universal church. A place like the Poconos, where the population has vastly grown only in recent years, in the last 30 years or so, we can see a different kind of church here. people can find an experience of community and fellowship, not just because their grandparents or great-grandparents built this church, but because this is the place where the body of Christ meets and worships and is built up.
The church changes as the people and the communities change. Immigration is such a beautiful thing that enriches the Catholic Church.
Whatever form the local parish community has taken during the long journey of the people of God throughout the Diocese of Scranton, their vibrant faith and vision have been key to moving forward.